All right, so the last time we talked, there was this new thing that you had come to a realization about, that you wanted to actually move in with somebody else, like actually have a roommate. Okay.
Yes. So I actually met up with a few people.
Okay.
And I looked at a couple places over the weekend, and after that, I kind of ran the numbers, like with how much I would be making and how much these places would cost, and now I'm kind of leaning more towards living alone.
Okay, well, it sounds like you were able to take some steps towards actually making this big decision of actually moving in with somebody. So it looks like you took a step to evaluate, roommates. You met with people actually, which is a huge step, actually meeting and talking with people and evaluating what you were talking about the common interest, things that you like with that. And you also took the steps to do more paperwork like that. So now it seems like, from what you're saying, that having that experience, you're kind of more leaning towards living alone.
Yeah, and it wasn't a negative experience with the people as much as it was like financial. And then the one apartment was just like, that I looked at was far too small.
Okay.
And I need something with like more space. I have a lot of clothes and a lot of things, so like I need a lot of space. So that was kind of a big factor for me.
So you need to be able to have a place that's going to fit, what you want and what you need out of it, such as more space, maybe more closet space, things like that. Okay.
But I mean, what I did realize, so it's like June 1st now, and I have to make a decision because there's only 2 months until my lease is up, and we just turned in our papers saying that we would be out July 31st. So I've got to make a decision.
So you have this huge desire to get this done in the time frame that you currently have. So there's this huge push to kind of get it done. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm kind of now back at square one, and I've been looking at places online in different areas to see what they're like.
So it sounds like you have continued to make these decisions going one way, which you have taken the steps and actually moved into that change process that we talked about on the one direction, and actually exploring that one direction, you found that it'd probably be better to move over here and do something else, which is still continuing to take steps towards this change.
And I'm also willing to get a 2-bedroom by myself, and then still look for a potential roommate that would want to live where I'm currently at.
Okay.
So I think that I would rather instead of me giving up things that I want to live with somebody else, I would rather find somebody that wants to live with me.
Okay. So you have this willingness to not allow yourself to be compromised, but also to say, I'm going to provide this for you if this would be something that you would be looking for. So you're actually not just taking the needs of yourself, but you're also hoping that this would attract somebody else to kind of fit into that role that would be good for you.
Right. Yeah. And I talked a lot about it with my parents, and they're on board too with that whole thing because their approval is important to me.
Okay.
So.
All right. So it sounds like that's something that's important to you, to have their approval and to have have your back in this whole process. So it sounds like that's another step you've taken, is actually told them about this process and seeing where you are, and kind of almost elicited their help in a way to kind of. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I'm actually looking. Well, I haven't looked, but I'm thinking about looking at a place where one of my friends actually lives already. So I would be living in the same complex as her.
Okay.
So which would kind of be nice because I'm still living alone, but if I want to go hang out with her, she's in the same complex.
Okay. So it sounds like you're willing to be able to look at this place that you kind of like over here and make the change to go see with someone who you already know a little bit about.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that would allow you to have more comfortability, maybe more compatibility if you already are in the same building or with someone that you already know and have a relationship with.
Right. Yeah. So that's kind of pretty high on my list right now.
Okay.
That current living situation, but there's still the location is far from where I work, but I'm willing to compromise that to be happy.
Okay, so you're willing to continue to move forward with this, even though it's not necessarily the best place location wise, but it seems like it has all these other things over here that are going to make you more happy, and this seems like more of the change that you're kind of looking for. If that can be happy, I can compromise this and I'll be okay with it.
Yep.